So you've got your fresh cooked wild Dungeness crab. Ready to eat, really. Simple. A little mayonnaise, maybe perhaps lemon butter, Cape butter. Something simple. Or if you perhaps like to try something more adventurous, here's a couple of ideas for you. I'm going to show you how to make a crab royale and also a delicious creamy smooth crab. I'm going to make the bechamel sauce for the crab royale. So in a pan we're going to add 2 tablespoons of butter. I've just got that on medium heat. I don't want it to go too fast. And we're going to add some onion. About maybe a 1/4 cup at best. And get that sauteing. We just want to sweat it. We're not browning them, we're just sweating them so they become translucent. Get the flavor from the onion. And as soon as that starts to sweat, we're going to add our flour to begin making the roux. So let's just wait 2 minutes and we should be ready to go. So the onions have sweated down, and I'm going to add the equivalent amount of flour to the amount of butter. It's going to be like a medium cream sauce. It's about 2 tablespoons of onions, 2 tablespoons of butter, and 2 tablespoons of the flour. And we want to cook the flour. This is a roux with the addition of onions, and we want to get that flour taste out, so give that just a minute and we'll be ready to add some, I've got some room temperature milk. Now you could be using cream milk. I've put 2 cups of just regular 2% milk, and that will be the main constituent of our sauce. So I will add 1 bay leaf with the milk. Put a little bit in here, we get the heat up a bit, get this cooking. So we also have what I've done here for color, really, more than anything else. It'll add a little sweetness. I was going to saute some of the bell pepper, a red, a yellow, and an orange, a couple of tablespoons of each, and I'll add that just before we add the crab at the end. It just makes a really attractive color. Okay, so we just got to wait for this to thicken, and we'll be able to add the last of the ingredients. Now our sauce is thickening up nicely. You can see how it's coating the back of a spoon. You'll notice I held back some of the milk just to make sure I get the right consistency. As I don't want it to get much thicker, but as this cooks, it will get a little thicker, so we can add a little milk if necessary. So I'm going to season this with a little Dijon Mustard, about a teaspoon, just to give it a bit of a kick. And you know, the primary flavor that's going to come out of this is licorice. I'm going to add a little, normally I'd use pernod, but I don't have any, so I'm going to use pastis, which has a nice rich licorice flavor. I suppose you could use ouzo as well. But we'll try about a 1/2 ounce to 1 ounce, just to get that flavor. And we'll be able to, oh, I can smell the licorice. Time for a nice glass of pastis on ice. Yeah, let's see. Have a little taste. Beautiful. I wouldn't put too much more in there. It's just to kick it a little more, I'm going to put just a couple of drops, about 6 drops of the parents, and a little touch, maybe a 1/4 teaspoon of white pepper. We use white pepper so you don't get the black pepper flakes showing up in your sauce. Keeping it nice and creamy white. And the bay leaf is still in there. It's still working its flavor into the sauce. In the meantime, I'm going to saute peppers for, we're going to put a little oil in the pan and put in our red pepper. Turn the heat up a little there to get it going. There we go. And yellow bell pepper. And some orange. You could use one or all three or, wow, anything colorful really. You could even just use a little parsley, I suppose. So we're not browning this, we're just sweating it a bit. Brings out the sweetness. Put a little bit of salt in there. And just a splash of white wine. Yeah, you can see the sauce is getting very thick now. I'm going to add a little bit more milk. And we may adjust the seasoning a bit as we go. As remember, we've got the crab to put in next. And there we get it. Now, at this point, you could actually strain this if you wanted a nice smooth sauce. But because we're putting these peppers in, I think we don't mind to have a few little pieces of the onion in there. Just watch out for that bay leaf. You want to pull that out near the end. We're going to take the slightly sautéed bell pepper and we're going to add that to our sauce. I think I'll just put it all in. And we'll just blend that in. Oh, that is looking very rich and delicious. Yeah, I'm going to taste it once more now. Need some salt. There we go. Now I'm going to add the crab. Now we've picked this crab. My lovely assistant Tina has done a wonderful job. And I'm going to add some of the body meat and some of the leg meat, but I've retained a few of the bigger pieces, kind of for garnish on top. It looks nice when you have some of those succulent leg pieces there. So I'll hold a little bit of that back for the garnish. Now, look at that. Oh my. That looks delightful. We're going to take some lovely mashed potato. I've seasoned it up with a little salt and pepper, a little lemon, and some nutmeg. Makes a really nice flavor, the lemon contrasting with for the crab. So I'm putting mashed potato into a piping bag, and I'm going to pipe the mashed potato into the Dungeness crab shell. It makes a beautiful presentation. So we take the crab shell and we pump the potato in there. And this is really to fill up the shell so you don't load it with the sauce. And it makes a beautiful presentation because of the little frills on the piping bag. Because we would typically put this under a broiler, so it'll be nice and golden brown. You don't have to. You can just put a little, perhaps paprika or parsley just to give a little color. And that's it. You've got a beautiful little shell with the potato ready to put the crab mixture in the center. And we'll be setting that right into this napkin to hold it in place. so while you're eating it, it's not rocking in the plate. So there you go. That's the stuffed shell with potato, ready for the Dungeness in the white sauce that we'll show you in just a moment. So we're at the end. I'm going to pull the bay leaf. Don't want anyone getting that in their dish. That right there. Now, what we're going to do is take our crab shell, and you'll see I put a little mashed potato in the pan so that when this goes into the oven, it's not going to be rocking all over. It sits nicely on the mashed potato. So the next thing we're going to do, I think I'll use the spoon. It's a little easier than the wooden spoon to fill the crab shell with the crab mixture. So you can see about 3 spoons. This would make a lovely, well, it could be a dinner entree, it could be an appetizer. Now what I've also done here is I've got a little Parmesan cheese, which is a nice touch at the end, just to sprinkle on there. And now we'll put a couple of the crab legs right on the top here. So there we have it. Now I mentioned about maybe putting a little paprika on there for color just before we put that in. Oops. And we can do that because it adds just a nice little color. Just a dusting. So this is going to go right into a hot oven. So here we have the Dungeness Royale right out of the oven. You can smell that licorice aroma. I'm going to set that right on this folded napkin. That holds it in place. And just for a little color, usually we don't have too much more than parsley on our boat. So that'll do the trick. And there you have it, ready to go. Dungeness Royale, dinner for 1 or 2. But typically with the recipe that we had here with the 2 cups of milk, we've got enough for between 4 and 6 people because it is a rich dish. So there you have it.